Hey there, this is Astrologer DK Brainerd with your exclusive astrological forecast for the month of April 2011, brought to you by EmpowerRadio.com, empowering you. Well, we start out the month under a Mercury retrograde, as you may or may not have guessed by my lateness in getting this forecast posted. But we've got Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aries, and then we've also got Mars, Uranus, the Sun, and Jupiter all in Aries at the start of the month. Now, Aries is the sign of the warrior. It's the sign of initiations, of new beginnings, of risk-taking, of pioneers and survivors. I always think of Aries as sort of like the Starship Enterprise's motto, to boldly go where no one has gone before. And we're going to have a lot of energy pushing us forward and really impelling us or compelling us to find new ways of doing things. Aries is also about the process of identity. So what Aries does is that it passionately gets hold of a feeling, and that feeling pushes it forward to risk something, to try something new. And then from the results of that new venture, Aries learns about its identity. So it learns, well, I really like this, or you know, that one not so much. And so we can expect a lot of starts and some false starts this month as we have all of this energy pushing us forward. So we start out the month with Mars and Uranus in a dead conjunction at the start of Aries. Mars is the warrior. It's the principle of assertiveness, of activeness, of willpower, of anger, of energy. And Uranus is the transpersonal planet that's often called the awakener, the enlightener. So wherever Uranus shows up, we're getting these sort of cosmic downloads of out-of-the-box thinking, of trying things in new ways. Uranus is progressive, it's revolutionary, it's unstable. It gets rid of that which we've outgrown. And so with Mars and Uranus together, there's this really powerful energy sort of pulsing and pushing us forward. But at the same time, we've got Mercury retrograde almost all month long. So Mercury does station direct on April 23rd. But since it takes Mercury several days to kind of get back up to speed, we can look at this Mercury retrograde as pretty much taking up the entire month. And what Mercury is trying to get us to do is to think about the ways that we identify ourselves, think about the ways that we habitually act or refuse to take action, perhaps because we're afraid, we don't want to change, and then through that process of review, to make those changes that will enable us to flow with this time period. So with Uranus and Aries for the next 7 years, this is a 7-year period that has just started, and we're going to see massive changes in the way we do things as a world. New technologies, new governments, new ways of being together as people. And this month gives us a sometimes frustrating, sometimes confusing, sometimes chaotic environment in which to start sorting out who am I and what's my place in all of this. So because we got a lot of because there's so much intense energy, it's really important to stay grounded. It's important to remember to breathe. It's important to remember to take time for yourself, to tune in and listen to your inner voice. And one of the downsides of Aries can be that we get so caught up in acting and reacting that we sort of lose our center. So pay extra attention to finding your center. Mercury retrogrades in and of themselves can be confusing and frustrating. And then when you throw in all this other intense energy, it's really one of the most intense signatures for any month I can remember since I started doing astrology. So take good care of yourself. I'll be back next month to tell you about May's somewhat mellower astrology. In the meantime, this is Astrologer DK Brainerd saying, may you go with the stars.